As you know, my dad founded it in 1962, and when he founded it, only 4% of children with the most common form of cancer, which is ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, only 4% of them survived. And just in the last 10 years, we're now up to a 94% survival rate. So, what's exciting about that is that I get the chance to see parents come to St. Jude with their children terrified, and then a year later I get to see that kid go home with their parents and go back to school.
We've seen the
it's
commercials,
it's just, I mean, really, it's so great. And because my dad grew up so poor, where children in his neighborhood died of things that were really avoidable, like influenza and appendicitis, he wanted this hospital to be a place where nobody had to pay ever. So there is no accounts office at all. So no matter whether you're rich or poor, nobody pays and everybody gets the same first class care. And that's very important because if you go to a hospital and your child needs a bone marrow transplant and you can't afford it, your child's not going to get it. It's as simple as that. You have to buy medicine, right? So my dad took that buying thing right out of the factors that affect families. So they don't pay for anything. When you come to St. Jude, we pay for your travel, your treatment, your housing, and your food. Because not that that is a selling point to come to St. Jude. It's the facts of life if you need St. Jude. You're going to get cured. You're going to get the best first class care no matter what your money situation is, no matter what color you are, no matter what religion you are. That was very important to my father from growing up in a melting pot in Toledo, Ohio. And I'm excited that we're able to continue that. It costs $2.8 million a day to run St. Jude.
wow.
2.8 million a day, and we don't have any paying customers, and we're not for profit. So you're having me on your show gives me the opportunity to talk to your listeners and tell them these stories so that they'll dig into their pockets and give us a dollar. All we need is a dollar. My dad used to say that he'd rather get a dollar from a million people than $1 million from one person, because then that means a lot of people are involved. I mean, if you can afford more, God bless you, we'll take it. But it really is, we have to raise the money so that we can always keep my father's promise.
I love that. And this audience is always, it's Christmas, but we've been really diligent in each one teach one. We are brothers keepers. Keeping that mindset so that we can build the community that we want to live in. We have to build the world we want to live in. And I
That's
think,
right.
there's so many people that go bankrupt because of healthcare. Bankrupt because they can't
Terrible.
afford the basics.
It's
And to
terrible.
be able to know that your child is going to be taken care of. You raised $1 billion, which is amazing, and you got to keep it going. So where do people go to donate to St.
We can go
Jude's?
to stjude.org and donate there. You can text us at give thanks 626262. Or you can go to any of our partners. This is the time of year where everybody has been shopping for Christmas gifts and Hanukkah gifts and so forth. And there are families who aren't shopping at all. They're just at St. Jude praying for their child's life. So, but there are a
Mm.
lot of stores that will be doing this campaign throughout the end of the year and even into January, like Best Buy and Domino's and Home Goods and Ann Taylor and Loft, K Jewelers, Chili's Grill and Bar, Williams Sonoma. I mean, even if you order a pizza from Domino's, they'll ask you to add a dollar for the children of St. Jude. So there's so many ways to get involved with the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital that there's almost no excuse not to at least give us a
Yeah.
dollar. And if you're out shopping, you probably can afford a dollar.
Hello. Yes. And if you're opening presents today, you
Right,
definitely can.
right.
I mean, this is, foundationally how, if you have children that are healthy, it's only by the grace of God. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of us asked to get sick, and none of us asked to be healthy per se.
And also, we don't know, you know, every one of us is one phone call away from some horrifying news.
Right.
There it is. The phone rings and your child has cancer, and people are devastated by this for obvious reasons. So that's why the name of the campaign is Thanks and Giving, to give thanks for the healthy kids in your life and give to those who are not.
I love it.
And that's something we need to think about. We take for granted how healthy our family is. And we know that somewhere kids are sick, but we're not really related to it. So to try to put those things together, your healthy kids and kids that aren't healthy, and start to show, I mean, we get a lot of contributions from grandparents who are so grateful that their grandbabies are healthy. They'll sometimes send us $1 or $5 for each healthy grandchild, and it's a good way to think because bad news is lurking. It can
Yeah.
happen.